Dune is a fascinating movie because it goes beyond its characters to develop a vast and complex society where interrelated factions fight for power. Power in Dune mostly falls under three classes. These factions operate in a world where technology is limited. AI is banned in Dune, so humans evolved to unlock superhuman abilities, and all three factions utilize these abilities to accumulate power and influence through monopolies. The political class is divided into multiple tiers of influence. At the top of the chain is the Emperor of the known universe. Below the Emperor are royal houses. Great houses own planets, raise armies, control local economies and culture. Great houses convene and sit in the Landsraad. Akin to the US Congress, the Landsraad serves as a check and balance on the powers of the Emperor. The story of Dune mainly focuses on two great houses. House Atreides, led by Duke Leto Atreides, who rules over the water planet Caladan, and House Harkonnen. The Harkonnens rule over the ultra-industrialized planet Giedi Prime and control the desert planet Arrakis, also known as Dune. Dune has the monopoly on the production of spice melange, which is the most valuable substance in the universe. Spice is used as a narcotic to expand the mind and is vital to travel in space. The Spacing Guild controls all space travel. They belong to the corporate class. Their monopoly on space travel has made them so rich that high-ranking members of the Spacing Guild live in tanks filled with spice melange. This grants them superhuman abilities like seeing in the future, but it also disfigured them to the point of no return. Also in the corporate class is the Chom Company. They have a monopoly on all matters of trade. So the political class is reliant on the Spacing Guild for traveling and on the Chom Company for trading. This brings us to the religious and ideological class. The Bene Gesserits are a very influential religious sisterhood. They train their minds and bodies to influence and control others, and they can control their reproductive system, which is essential to their cause. That's because the Bene Gesserits achieve power through a secretive breeding program aimed at controlling the family trees of great houses to breed a superhuman man called the Kwisatz Haderach. Duke Leto has a Bene Gesserit concubine, Lady Jessica. Even the Emperor married a Bene Gesserit. In addition, the Bene Gesserit sow the seed of superstition in cultures across the universe so that the Sisterhood could take advantage of them if needed. This is called the Missionaria Protectiva. So many in the Dune universe call the Bene Gesserits witches and are rightfully suspicious of their influence. Mentats, for example, often distrust the Sisterhood. Much like the Bene Gesserits, Mentats also train their minds to achieve superhuman abilities. In a world where computers are banned, Mentats calculate probabilities and assess risks. That's why they are recruited by great houses to advise their next strategic move. At the center of it all is our main character, Paul Atreides. He is the heir of Duke Leto Atreides, who rules Caladan. Paul's mother, Lady Jessica, is a Bene Gesserit. House Atreides is advised by the Mentat Thufir. The Emperor believes that House Atreides represents a direct political threat to his power because of Leto's popularity and influence in the Landsraad. So, at the beginning of the movie, the Emperor lures House Atreides into a complex trap to suppress Leto's influence for good, all the while remaining above all suspicions. The Harkonnens are complicit. The Emperor asks House Atreides to take control of Arrakis in place of the Harkonnens and puts them in charge of the spice melange production. The Atreides know this is a trap, but they cannot back down. When they get there, they realize that the Harkonnens sabotage harvesting equipment to impede their ability to produce spice. This affects the good standing of House Atreides with the Spacing Guild, the Chom Company, the Landsraad, and others who use spice. Eventually, the Atreides come under attack and Leto is killed, but Paul and Jessica manage to escape. Parallel to this political plot is a religious storyline. Prior to the events of Dune, Lady Jessica was ordered by the Bene Gesserits to give birth to a daughter as part of their breeding program, but Jessica disobeyed and gave birth to Paul to please Leto. This messes up the Bene Gesserit's program. Jessica trained Paul in the Bene Gesserit way, so the Sisterhood must submit Paul to the Gom Jabbar test to determine if his awareness is stronger than his instincts. If he fails, they'll kill him. But Paul survives, so maybe he is the Kwisatz Haderach after all. When they land on Arrakis, the locals call Paul Lisan al-Gaib. They think he is the prophet mentioned in Fremen legends, but Jessica knows the Bene Gesserits manufactured that legend. At the end of the movie, Jessica and Paul escape to the desert after the Atreides come under attack, and they join the Fremen. So in the next movie, we're likely to see them exploit their religious training and take advantage of manufactured superstitions to lead the Fremen and avenge Leto's death.